second, you would understand what I said was that if we would get rid of the racism, it would absolutely dramatically impact the war on drugs, because there are racial implications of the war on drugs system.
What's up?
Looking for music feedback, if you're down.
Oh, again.
Yeah, again.
The guy who's going to learn all of music theory in fucking 2 weeks. Yeah.
Exactly. Just preparing myself. I'm going to send it in.
We're waiting.
Because Tsunami, he knows more than I do.
We're waiting. Where is it?
I did send it already.
To where?
In the chat.
Oh, in the chat.
Last time I DM'd it to you, you told me not to do that.
True. Okay. Let's listen.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay, okay, hold on. Firstly, okay, how much help did you have writing this?
So I wrote it, and then someone told me to add, I forget the thing where you split up the chords into single notes, and you play between them.
Arpeggios?
Yeah, they told me to add more arpeggios and to add more sections, because originally it was like probably 3/4 the size, or half the size. But I wrote everything.
Okay, I don't know if I believe you.
Okay. Cool.
How old are you?
21.
Okay, I'm gonna be 100% honest. Okay, I don't believe you, but I'll give you advice like you did. If you really truly did, then congratulations, you made a huge amount of progress in composition from no music theory in like a couple months. Okay.
Okay, cool.
If you've actually written this, okay, let's see. Okay, well, I can give a lot different feedback now. Hold on.
Okay, I'm excited.
When you start to when you get past the basics, a lot of the feedback is going to be very like taste related or very subjective. So it might not necessarily be true. So like here is like one potential piece of feedback. Maybe, but I would have to score this out and hear how it sounds. Having some of these notes held over a beat or two into the next measure might make these not sound as disconnected. So like boom, boom, bum, and then as that's held, do, 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 like it's kind of held a little bit longer.
Oh, so it holds that final note over so it doesn't
so that it's not
transfer between each other.
As disconnected, yeah. Doesn't need to be, though, and it might actually sound like shit if you do that. You don't have to do that, but that might be a taste thing, like just to listen to how it sounds.
Okay.
Hold on, let me just, this is, is this B minor? Is that what we're in?
This is F sharp Phrygian.
Okay. Okay.
I was playing around with F sharp Phrygian, and then I was just in the shower and I was trying to hum different versions of like a call and response melody, and that's what I came up with.
F sharp Phrygian. Is F sharp Phrygian? That's just 2 sharps, is it?
Yeah, that's why it's in double 2 sharp instead of 3 sharp. I wasn't sure how to notate it, if I should have done all 3 sharps and then like flattened every sharp along the way or what.
Okay. If you want to get, we're getting to high levels of musical pedantry here, okay?
Okay.
If you, is this right? I don't know if this is right. I believe that when you're writing in a mode, I think you still use the key signature of the original key that it comes from. I think. So like,
I asked a music Discord, and they told me that it was up for debate, and that some of them liked it and some of them didn't. So,
no, actually, hold on. I changed my mind. I'm 100% correct on that. I'm right. They're wrong. Because let's say that. Can you hear my piano?
Kinda, yeah.
Actually, I don't need to play. I don't know why I put piano. If I was playing in C Lydian, Lydian is going to use the key signature of the key of G because there's 1 sharp. Lydian has the 4th degree of the scale raised, so in the key of C, it's going to be F sharp, and the only key with just 1 sharp is the key of G, which is an F sharp. But you would never write a song in C Lydian and use the key signature of G. You would never do that. That's what I would say. So, yeah. So, for just as the future, if you're notating, your key signature should be for a mode. I think of mode as kind of like a variation on an original key. Just keep that in mind, maybe. Just something to keep in mind.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. This is highly pedantic though, and it doesn't even matter. But just as a random thing. Yeah. So the first thing I would say is it's possible that held notes or even something else going on with the harmony here might make this sound a little bit less disconnected because there is a bit of a, like, as soon as one instrument drops and the other one comes in, it's like, what's going on? Robert Dune, thanks for the $99.99, my dude. I don't know why you didn't have a message, but thank you. Yeah, that's one piece of criticism. You have something that you've improved on a lot is the call and well, everything is improved. The rhythms make way more sense now. There's not random bizarre rhythms everywhere. The notes fit within the keys and the chords. You're doing way better now. Those aren't random anywhere. The way that you're writing the melodies now, I feel the call and response way better as well. That it sounds like you've got like a melody and then a counter melody that are calling and response. It's not just like random notes and random rhythms. So that's done really well. Even like this little rhythmic variation, like boom, 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 boo, doo, doo, like that, it works. Yeah. This works really well. Yeah. Super random, very random taste / compositional thing. Okay. Generally, try not to write huge jumps, especially in non-piano things. But in general, it's very rare that like you can, but like I don't think you see it as commonly. I'm just looking at this double bass line. So maybe instead of G, G. Oh, that's an octave jump, is it?
Yes.
I don't know if like making that second.
When I hummed it, that was what I ended up. Whenever I like come up with a melody, I just try to figure out what that melody was, and then I go from there. And so when I had done the melody, it was. I don't know if that's why I actually put it in Phrygian, was because it was a natural G, or I don't know if there's like a key change or if it's just the mode, but that's it ended up being a full octave jump before the launch.
Gotcha. Robert Dune, how do I join by call? Fuck, dude. Usually you just have to be a sub in my chat and you can just join the Discord. I don't know how to get you in from YouTube unless you type in like your Discord username and ID on my YouTube chat. I can add you. Sorry. Okay, so the only reason I bring that up too is because you don't have any other huge jumps like that, so it kind of stands out. It's not necessarily bad though. This is very much like a taste kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay, let me. Okay. We're also like hardcore pushing the boundaries of like what I know compositionally, because I don't compose for orchestras or anything too. So it might be the case that something that I say is totally fucking wrong and you might ignore me, okay? But this is something that I would imagine generally if you're scoring things out on a piano, I think you don't want a lot of instruments occupying the same registers. So like,
yeah, because they clutter together.
Yeah, you get like a very cluttering of sound. So on your voice here, I don't know if the oboes got like an octave up or down or whatever, but like when you've got like you're holding chords on top with the voice, and you've got a harpsichord playing on the bottom, there might be like, well, no, I mean you have it. I think you paid attention to this actually when I'm looking at this. Because like your oboe line, is this all written like in C, like with no octave notes or anything? So like, is it right for me to assume that the D on this oboe in the bottom line, that melody is not clashing with the voice line? VO is voice, right?
VO is voice. Yeah, I would there whatever it's there is what I have it as. So yeah, the D would be underneath the voice line. The voice line is above that.
Gotcha. It's just there's a lot going on when you're holding chords like above, like. There's just like if you're holding a chord above and you've got a bass line below and then you're trying to play something in the middle, but it might not necessarily be bad. It's just a lot going on. Also, something else that's going to influence the way that like this is being heard is you're using this is like shitty music notation software on the internet. Scoring this out into an actual program that has better samples might change the perception of this as well. So like for instance, as a general rule of thumb in composition, your moving lines are going to be louder than your held lines, right? Like if you're in band and you're playing a chord and you're like, ah, like holding a note, like the conductors say, bro, you need to play way more fucking quietly. The flutes or the clarinets are doing some shit right now that people want to hear, right?
100%.
So having these lines being moving and the voices being quieter might help a bit.
Yeah, so MuseScore has a app that I use, and in the app you can adjust the volume for each of the instruments, but you can't on the website, which is really fucking annoying. Because in the app I have the double bass up by like 20%, I have the harpsichord down by like 40%, and I have the oboe down by like 10, or no, sorry, the vocalist down by like 20. So it's all trying to like adjust it to make the different parts stand out more or less at the different points.
Gotcha. There's a guy in my chat called Lorenzen or whatever, 12. Anytime he types anything, you should always take his. That's the guy that did the music that I wanted for D&D a long time ago that we're not fucking using for some reason.
Lorenzen?
Yeah, Lorenzen 12. I think, right? You're the D&D music guy, right? Am I crazy? Do I remember your name? Oh fuck. Well, now that he's in here, now I feel shy saying anything. Another thing, do you ever think about when you're voicing chords, do you ever think about moving from one chord to another?
No. So what I was doing with the chords was every time I've been building chords to harmonize with the melody, I've just been adding the notes that are in that measure of the melody, and then I just try to adjust it so that it gets to a chord that is more recognizable.
Okay. Do you know what an inversion is? I imagine.
Yes, that's when you drop. So if it's like a 1-3-5, you drop the 3 or drop the 5 below the 1, so that it stands out as more of the bass of it.
Yeah. Somebody's feeding you these answers. I don't believe this, but okay. So here's something to like consider. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but do I have voice in? Okay, can you hear this if I do this?
Yes.
Okay. What do I want to say? So D, B, F sharp. Oh wait. for your, so like here's like a question that I have. Okay, I'm on measure 9 right now. Okay.
Okay.
You this is subjective. Okay. I feel like the voices could be moving somewhere, but you do a chord. You've got this this D B F sharp thing, right? You do this chord, and then in your next one you spell out G C E, but then in your next one you go back to the same, or you drop like all of your voicing down and up again, but then in your next one you bring your voices in again, and then in the next one you move your voices outward. You've got like this contrary motion. And then in the next one, you like, it feels like there's not like a general movement to these lines.
So
yeah, go for it. There might be a reason.
The reasoning is, if you remember, each instrument is supposed to represent somebody, or an enemy, or a thing. So what I have is I have the double bass as zombies. I have the harpsichord as like the necromancer. I have the oboe as the ghosts of the crypt, and I have the vocals as basically all of humanity. So all your player character is going to be the vocals. So the idea was. The idea for this song was, what if I did a call and response where the ghosts and the zombies are lamenting their death, was the idea. So the zombies are supposed to be working with the harpsichord more, and the ghosts are supposed to be working with the oboe more. So the idea was basically that drop in the chord was basically to thin out the vocals, so the vocals aren't as pronounced. While the harpsichord and the zombies are going simultaneously. That was
okay. I can kind of understand that, but like here's what I'm saying is that like there could be like a movement in a direction with this voice line, rather than oh my god, is there like a quick thing? Can I write music on the internet?
The easiest one is probably note flight, but the instruments are absolute dog shit.
I just need to be able to write notation without having to draw it in fucking paint.
Yeah, it'd probably note flight then.
Can I just like do this really quick, or am I gonna have to like make an account?
You probably can do it free. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I tried it.
Oh, fuck. Wait, really? Okay, how do I do things? Create? Start a blank sheet. Okay, Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, so I'm looking at your voice line. How do I add? Oh, whole notes.
Place the note, and then you have to go up and click the whole note.
No shot.
Yep.
No, that's impossible. That can't possibly be.
Yep.
No. Duration.
Also, if you want to use flats or sharps, make sure you use plus or minus and not up or down.
That can't possibly be it, that you have to do this.
Yep.
No, you're wrong. That can't.
Dude, I was doing this for the entire first song before I swapped to MuseScore. I've been telling you that's how this was done.
Okay, I don't care. Fuck you. Okay. D. B. How do I change my key signature? Is there a way to do that in here?
Go up to the palettes on the top left.
Yeah, palette. Now what?
Hold on, I'm watching stream. I have to watch the delay. I think it's measure, I want to say. If you scroll down to measure, I think measure is the one that has it. You pass
Change key signature. Boom. Okay. How do I make this? Okay. Okay. I'm just doing this in quarter notes. I don't care. Okay.
Okay. When you click on a rest, you can also hit A through G on your keyboard and then hit Shift A through G to add notes to that rest.
Okay, that's okay. Just chill. on, yes. And then just, and then almost done. Hold on. And then is that B? Okay. 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 Jesus. Okay, let me listen to these real quick. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. Have you ever seen like an SATB line where you're scoring for like 4 voices or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Do we care about like the normal ordinary principles of SATB arrangements? I'm trying to think if we care about this or not.
What's the principles or like a couple guiding principles?
If I was a bass singer and then I had to sing D and then G and then down to C sharp and then up to A and then down to D and then up to C sharp and then down to C sharp and then down to B.
Yeah,
We got wild jumps in terms of like it's a tenor voice thing, but there's like wild jumps in terms of where the voices are going here.
So is the way that it works, tell me if I'm wrong, would be like you split up those notes to different people and then that person moves along like the bottom note and then like someone moves along the middle note. And
Generally, although like exceptionally, you'll have like tenors and altos crossing. It can happen. It's just not as common. Or altos and sopranos or tenors and other genre. But like that's not that worry. We don't have to worry about that too much. I don't care actually as much about the individual voices. I'm more just interested in like could it not be the case that you make this line a little bit more cohesive in terms of it moving up and down by spacing or voicing a little bit differently? Or why would you do this? Let me give an example, okay?
Okay.
Is there a way I can copy paste this whole thing?
Select the measure and then shift select the second measure and then you should be able to hit R.
Paste. Wait. Okay, hold on. Hold on, let me just. I just want on a new line. Okay.
What are you trying to do?
Okay. I just want to be able to compare them. Okay. All right. So like on our top, we've got one line, right? Mm-hmm. But on the bottom, maybe there's like a way to more cohesively move our voices up and down, without it being as like jarring. Firstly,
okay.
Why? So I'm curious why. So this chord that you scored in the voices is a common piano voicing. So tenths are very nice in the piano. So like for the key of D, like, sorry, that's a nice. This sounds very good on the piano. I don't know if I see that for voices as often, right? The nice thing about we're at the limits of my knowledge, remember. But the nice thing about piano is that, like, let's say that I want a really low. This is an A, right? So we've got an A down here and an E, but I need to give a quality to this chord. So I could do A major, okay? But this is muddy as fuck. Having all these voices,
yes.
Your 1, your 3, and your 5, this low are really, really bad. But if I take the 3rd and I bounce it up to the 10th, we get a very nice sounding, because 5ths almost always sound good because of the ratio of the intervals. 5ths are good almost wherever they are. And then if I move that 3rd way up to the upper voice, I get a very, very, very pleasant sounding. Arguably the best interval on the piano is a 10th, okay? But for voices, I'm curious why you scored the voice this way, because that's what you've got here. You've got like a D, it's a B, and then an F sharp. Why have you... why?
Yeah, so I was watching videos on chords, and somebody said they really liked. I think they called it the drop two, where you invert the second. Or, and so I was like, oh, let me try that, and then I tried it, and it sounded more spaced out and less. The same kind of similar thing where like you're trying to. It sounds more like I don't know if muddy's the right word, but it sounds more focused when they're all right next to each other versus when they're farther apart. So I thought, since I'm trying to space out the choir more, I'll just do this as a way to do it that still gets the chord across. That was the
Gotcha. So then why not maintain that level of spacing? Because you use a very open spacing here. Well, you've done that inversion. But then on the second chord, you literally just have like a C6 first inversion C or a second inversion C chord.
Maybe I
Yeah,
didn't
why?
explain this. This is what I was trying to do earlier. Was I was trying to tie the call and response of the voice to the call and response of the oboe, and so when the oboe isn't playing, I was trying to space out the choir, and then whenever the oboe was playing, I was trying to cluster it up to focus it again.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. I don't know if that translates to the ear very well, though. It feels like it's just going to explode and not explode. Like, I feel like these could theoretically be written as like, oh man. So this chord is, your first chord is a B minor chord, and it's a first inversion B minor chord, theoretically, right? Your next one is a second inversion C sharp diminished chord. So we could, okay, I'm just gonna try a thing, okay? For all of this, you should always just score it out and see how it sounds, because that's always like the most important thing, okay? You have the C, you've got the G and the E. Okay, and then you do this open and close thing. Okay, we're just gonna dig around for a sec. Hold on, I'm sorry. This is A, C sharp, F sharp, A, C sharp, F sharp. So this is an F sharp minor chord that you've got in a second inversion. A, C with the F sharp on top. So we can. And then you've got a D, F sharp, A, just a D major chord here. We could hold that or move it up. Keep moving that. A, F sharp. Is there an F sharp in your chord 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. You have the F sharp here. Oh, it's held on an F sharp actually. So we don't even really need to double the voice, maybe? I don't know. Hold on. Okay, then we've got G, B flat, D. This is probably okay, I think. And then we've got F sharp, A, C again. F sharp. F sharp, A, C sharp. And then here we've got, wait, is that another F sharp chord? A, F sharp, C sharp. Is it 2 F sharp chords in a row? Wait, why do you do that?
2 F sharp chords in a row. Honestly, I might not have noticed.
Okay, what measure?
This
would be measure 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The measure it's over is the 2 measures in a row were both ended up being pretty similar to an F chord, so I kind of just went with it. Now that I'm looking at it.
Wait, I'm seeing if maybe I wrote this down wrong. C, F sharp, A. Oh, but you've got a G here in the harpsichord. Interesting. I don't know. Fuck. I don't know about that one. Fuck it. Okay. And then this is B. Okay, sorry, fuck. Okay, I'm just gonna play the. I don't know how this will sound, and I don't even have these like written in the correct instrument. But like, do you see on my stream the top versus the bottom?
Yes.
So on the top one, you are like open chord, close chord, open chord, close chord, and there's not like a general movement to the line, right? Mm-hmm. But on the bottom one, I think we've got the same chord quality, but we've maintained the openness, and because we're moving the voices appropriately from chord to chord, we can get this kind of like up motion and then down motion while maintaining the general like harmony of what's going on, but it might be smoother. But I don't know, actually. I'm just going to play it and listen, and I'll see. Maybe it sounds like ass. I'm not sure. Play. Is this the play button? No, fuck. Oh, play. Hold on, this is way too fast. So at the top one is like
click the BPM button there,
Yeah,
and
I
it should
got
be
it.
able to, okay.
top one is the original scoring, and then the bottom one is kind of redone. Let me hear this. Play these back to back again. Hold on, let me check. My brain might be like super poisoned with lots of like classical writing, but can you hear in the first one? Can you hear like all of the kind of crazy jumps in the voices? Crazy is subjective, yes. By the way. But like, so I'm gonna play one more time, and then you can hear the top voicing one. Like, I'm really hearing the bass. And then let me know when after you hear that.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah, sure, go for it. I'll just play the second one, and then you can hear if it sounds smoother or not to you, I guess.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. It's definitely smoother. That's for sure. I don't know. I don't know if I prefer it. I'd have to play around with it a bit more.
Yeah, just something to consider.
Yeah.
There are times when conventional voice leading is conventional for a reason, but there might be times where you're going for like a specific type of sound and you don't want to do the other types of voice leading. It just depends. Also, keep in mind that one thing might sound one way when you've got it scored out in this program, but on a DAW, we've got more control of the voice. It might sound another way too. Yeah, just things to consider. Anytime I see like voicings going all over the place. Oh, also generally, if you're stacking a lot of thirds, this is a little pretentious, but if you're stacking a lot of thirds, there might be better ways to voice those chords. So you've got some creative voicings on like the voice line, but for the harpsichords, I notice there's a lot of like 1 3 5 1 3 5 1 3 5. Like, why not do your tenths down here? Like this F sharp A C sharp. Why isn't that A a tenth? Why is it a third? Because you could do that inversion there too. You know. So
the reason I didn't do it on the harpsichords, and it might just be because of the software.
Okay.
But it didn't feel. Or it didn't sound as spaced out.
Okay.
I don't know if it's just the harpsichord itself,
sure,
or if it was the software. But it didn't.
That might be the case.
It still felt like really like in focus. And
yeah,
really
and that might be the case. Keep in mind too, you don't have to cover every single voice in every single instrument. So if you have that F sharp covered in your voice, you might not need it in the harpsichord. It might be okay for like if I play D here on my bass. I can still cover the F sharp in a melody. Like, people know what it is. I don't necessarily need. I don't need that third here.
Yeah.
I don't need it because I have it.
Yeah.
So just something to consider. But it's all. But also you could have it too. Everything I'm saying right now is like very, very. We're moving on to like the world of the subjectivity.
Okay. If I could explain what I'm trying to do with each section, and when you would hear it in the game, you tell me if it accomplishes what it's trying to do.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can a little bit. Also, I can't do this whole thing. I'm just doing this section because my chat's gonna come in. But go for it. Yeah, go ahead.
So first repeating part is A theme. That's just your general. You're walking around the crypt. It's kind of supposed to be a little spooky, a little somber. B theme is the like kind of more happy part.
Wait, give me measure numbers when you're saying this. The first thing you're talking about is this starting at 17?
Oh, I just realized I didn't copy over the measure section or the sections. So 9 through 16 is A. B is 17 through 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. And then C theme is the second repeating section, which
Okay,
is,
A theme is your from 17 to 22, you said?
A theme is from 9 to 16.
Oh, 9
That's
to
what we've
16.
been listening to.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
B theme is from 17 to 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. And then C theme is the second repeating section, or it starts at 46, 47, 48, and then ends at the 63.
Also, here's another little mini thing, okay?
Okay.
I don't know if I traumatized you with this. For simplistic melody writing, it's nice to just stick to chord tones, but you don't have to. And sometimes there can be more flavor in non-chord tones. So like, this is a second inversion G chord, right?
Yes.
G, okay. But like, if you know that you're in the key of C or whatever, like seconds, I don't know why, but like seconds, ninths, thirds, tenths, these like have a lot of flavor to them. So if you know that you're in the key of C, you could have you can have that second. You don't have to hit a chord tone on every single melodic thing you do. Like seconds have a lot of character to them. It doesn't always have to be like. It doesn't have to be that. Just saying, because I notice now when I'm watching your writing here, a lot of this is like F sharp, D, B, D, G, and then E, A, F sharp. Like, oh, I guess this is technically not a chord down here, unless you're going for an F sharp minor 7 chord.
Which part are we talking about?
This is like fucking, I don't know. Measure 24, I think, or 23. I'm looking at. You've got like an E, A, F sharp. But I'm just saying that like, yeah, it's okay to like, you don't have to do super, you don't have to do ultra chord tones for every single part of your melody. You also can you can throw like one, especially if this is supposed to be creepy or walking around. It's okay to just like throw a note in the bass for some sort of like harmonic guidance. Like this might be like kind of weird. But if I have like this, now there's way more guidance there.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Whereas if I just have this hanging out there alone, it might be a little more. So throwing one bass note in there to kind of quietly hum along can give you like a foundation for harmony, so that you can be a little bit more flexible with your melody line. You're not like trying to just trace chords with your arpeggios the entire time, you know?
Sure, that makes sense. I think we'll see. Yeah. So B theme is basically like it was supposed to be like a weirdly. I don't know if I got this across. It was supposed to feel artificially happy.
Is that what does this start at?
That's you're right on it. That's the 17 through 27.
Okay, this is supposed to feel happy?
Artificially happy. The idea was that it was supposed to be like they forgot what it was like to be alive was the idea. Or it was like the dead are like singing and they just don't remember. So it's like it's like happiness through a mirror kind of. And then it was going to go back into the A theme. And then the C theme, which was the final part, was supposed to be like the very... that's supposed to be like the chase music when you get caught or whatever.
Gotcha. Just real quick on this B theme for feeling happy, that you've got that B, D, what is it, G? That's like a 6. You've got this, you have a very strong, it almost feels like a cadence, but 6 to 1. I don't think it's a real cadence. But you've got this descending feeling into this B minor chord that makes it feel very much not happy. I would just say that in measure 5, or I'm sorry, in like the 5th or the 4th measure of this like melody, that da da na na, that's like a very sad like minor chord. That's not gonna make me feel very happy. Just like a heads up on that, yeah. But okay. The rest of it is okay. Yeah, but okay. Sorry. Go ahead. What's the next part?
And then C theme was the like chase music part was the idea.
What does that start at? What measure?
That would be. 1 second.
Oh wait. Also wait. Can I say something about like 26?
26. Let me scroll up to it. 26. Yes.
When you're writing harmony, you don't have to do this. This is some cringe shit. You don't need to do this.
The fifth pairing.
Yeah, you don't need to just pair a voice like that. Fuck that. You can mix up a little bit of like, you can do rhythm. You can do it differently, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do this on the fly, but like instead of like so let's say that I'm in C, okay? I could do this, or like let's say that my melody's this, okay? Okay, I could do this. Let's see, the pairing would be like this. Okay, I could do this, or it could be like a something like that, right? Do you understand? Like I can vary like the rhythm and the notes up in the other hand. As long as I'm staying within the same chords and the rhythms aren't clashing with each other, it can be okay. You don't have to just double the voice and follow the exact rhythm the entire time.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the counter melody should be a bit, or the harmony should be a bit more sophisticated, and should complement the melody a bit more, which you've done because you've done call and response review, so I know you can do this. Like counter melodies, or not counter melodies, I need to stop saying it. It's harmonies. Harmonies can almost be like a call and response layered on top of each other, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely. It would make this sound a lot better, I think. In my opinion. But go ahead.
Yeah, I guess I have 2 final theory questions, and then I will leave chat to go do other stuff so they don't get mad at me anymore.
Yeah, go for it.
So the first off is, this is supposed to be a horror game, so most of the very few of the songs are going to sound happy.
Okay.
So one of the things I'm working on is I'm trying to write chords that sound rough without sounding like shit. And there's a really delicate balance to it, because you'll like lay out a bunch of chords and then they'll sound like ass, and then you'll change like one thing and then they'll be like, oh, that was actually like decent. And there's some balance between those two that I'm trying to look for. So any guidance or help would be great for that.
You're getting into like advanced compositional techniques that you're better
100%.
off asking like somebody that does film scores. Like, have you ever heard of do you know what a pedal tone is? I don't know.
Is that the pedal on the piano that you hold to like keep I forget the term where you like add.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But so pedal tone is like a held note through a chord progression. That's something that can make stuff sound weird, even if you use a happy chord progression. So here's an example, okay? This is C major chord progression. Right? Okay, so C, F, G, very simple. But I could put this over, I could put this over a pedal tone, meaning I'm just holding a note on the bass. We'll do A flat, okay?
Okay.
Do you hear all the voices? Can you hear it?
Yeah, you're adding like a layer of like a threatening undertone basically.
A little
to
bit,
it.
yeah. I think minor 6 I think does this really well. But like, so I've got my happy chord progression. So like this is here, but the A flat underneath makes things like very like like kind of weird, right?
Yeah, and it taints basically the happiness of the part above it.
But the happiness is still very much there.
Yes. But when you hear it, it rips, or it like kind of over undercoats or under threatens or whatever the term
a little bit,
is.
yeah. So that's like one compositional technique where you could write a happy everything, but then you throw like a pedal tone underneath, and it makes things sound a certain way. Detuning instruments or like violins or having kids sing things is a way to do it.
Yeah.
Different instruments give different types of qualities. Like a harpsichord is a good one for like a vampire game because we just associate that with like medieval vampires and shit.
Yeah. One of the things before I had done harpsichord, I had the idea to use like a marimba for the necromancer, but it just sounds too pleasant.
It's gonna sound like you're on a tropical vacation. Like
yeah, if there was like a way to like detune a marimba, that would be like the coolest thing in the world. But
marimba might not be good, but a xylophone or like chimes might be really good, or like a glockenspiel. I don't know if you've heard of that, but there are there are keyed instruments that like keyboard instruments like those that can have very eerie sounds, especially a xylophone with the vibrato turned on, with the air thing turned on, or like have you ever heard of a glockenspiel?
No. Xylophone with air thing turned on, or glockenspiel. Okay.
Or there's also, what's the name of the really big instrument? This is gonna have a very airy sound. What's the name of the really big instrument that you hit that has like the really big... Oh, I'm sorry. The xylophone I'm talking about with the thing is called a vibraphone.
Vibraphone. Okay.
Yeah. Vibraphone. Absolutely. What's the bell instrument that stands? It's like, it stands upright like this, and there are like bells, and you have like a mallet, and you tap them on the edge. What am I thinking? What is this called?
I have no idea.
Someone in chat might know. Gong? I don't think it's a gong. Oh, are they chimes?
Like a piano key to me.
Fuck, what's it called? Tubular bells? Ooh, no. Fuck, I don't know what it's called. Kalimba? Okay. Are you just making shit up? No, it's a big instrument. I don't know. Everybody's saying tubular bells, but I feel like they're just trolling me. Isn't that the song from fucking yeah. Okay. Any other final questions for me?
I'll wrap it with one.
Oh, it is these things. Tubular bells. Oh, actually true. That is what I was thinking of. These have a very particular kind of creepy, but you're not gonna play like melodies on these. You're just like hitting a note. I
have one last music question that I have a practical thing I need to ask you.
Yeah, go for it.
So I'm writing Dracula's theme right now.
Okay.
Dracula's theme. So Dracula's theme was the one we did at the very beginning.
Okay.
And Dracula's, and that was the one where you said it was atonal, and I spent a whole day researching atonal music, and fuck you for that. But it's in G double harmonic, and then it swaps the harmonic minor halfway through, and then it swaps back, is what I figured out.
Okay, figuring it out doesn't mean you can retrofit weird shit to a key that works. It has to sound like it's in that key.
I'm just telling you, that's what the notes are in the key. Or that's what
sure, but I know. But like, so for instance, okay. Like, that was technically, like, there's one F sharp, so it's kind of like in the key of G, but like, it doesn't really sound that way. Yeah, like you can put stuff in like a certain key, but if you play it, it's not gonna sound like it. Like yeah. Sorry, yeah. Fuck you. Okay, it has to sound like it's in a key. You either need like a cadence to establish it. You need like clear melodic direction. You need clear harmony supporting an idea. Like yeah, fuck you. That's all I'm trying to say.
All right.
But anyway.
And then practically, I got hit for a subscription twice, and I emailed you about it. You never responded.
Oh, that's not me. You emailed Caker and you knew about that.
Oh, okay.
It might be an intended feature that you might just be getting fucked. So.
Okay. Well, no. What happened was my subscription didn't go through, and then I checked my subscription and it said I didn't have one. So I resubscribed, and then like 3 days later, it re-added the subscription back to the list of my subs and charged me again.
Well. Damn, sounds like you got fucked.
So
yeah, email
where do I go to get that resolved?
Cake or Ninu? I don't have any control of that shit. So.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Well, thanks, chat. Sorry I took all your guys' time, and I'll keep watching.
I
See
love
ya.
you. Be careful, babe.
Bye.
Based. You know what this guy kind of looks like?
Hello, potion seller. I am going into battle, and I want your strongest potions. My potions are too strong for you, traveler. Potion seller, I tell you I'm going into battle, and I want only your strongest potions. You can't handle my potions. They're too strong for you. Potion seller, listen to me. I want only your strongest potions.
Classic meme.
My potions would kill you, traveler. You cannot handle my potions. Potion seller, enough of these games. I'm going into battle, and I need your strongest potions. My strongest potions will kill you, traveler. You can't handle my strongest potions. You better go to a cellar that sells weaker potions. Potion seller, I'm telling you right now, I'm going into battle, and I need only your strongest potions. You don't know what you ask, traveler.